Hey everyone, and welcome back. It is finally time to get some sunflowers into the ground. I have been super busy today. It is Monday, Memorial Day, and I was able to get almost all of my zinnias in just up until the play structure starts. And behind me, I need to get my sunflowers in. And hey, if you're new here, my name is Christy. I am located in Western Massachusetts, Zone 6A, and I am in my second year selling flowers at my Roadside flower stand. This is my first time growing ProCut series. Last year, I just had the branching sunflowers and they saved me so much because they just had those continuous blooms. But this year, I really wanted to focus on ProCuts. I did try to plant, or I should say, direct sow sunflowers last year. And unfortunately, I was unsuccessful 4 times. The chipmunks and the squirrels and the birds would just dig them up. And even if they were able to sprout and pop up out of the ground, they still would find their way over there and dig them up. So I have been starting everything in these trays, and I was just growing them in my greenhouse, hardening them off once they were about 3 weeks old, and it is finally time to get our first succession planted. Now, if you have issues with squirrels or critters eating yours and you don't want to put some kind of floating row cover to keep them off, I do suggest doing some trays. These are 32 cell count trays, so they're very deep. Sunflowers do have a taproot that doesn't want to be disturbed, so I made sure to pick a nice deep one. With all of my branching sunflowers last year, I grew them in 4-inch pots and they did phenomenal. Now, because I want these for bouquets in my mason jars, I am going to be planting them anywhere between 4 to 6 inches apart. When I did my branching ones, I probably planted them a good 1.5 foot apart, and they were 7, 8, 9 feet tall. I kid you not, I had to harvest them on a step ladder. Just kept producing so many branching sunflowers. I was so thrilled. So I do have, I think, 6 more that I do plan on growing and planting out somewhere in my garden. So these are all going to be the white light variety. Like I said, I have 4 trays worth, so I'm going to get them into the ground now. I do have some more trays if I have time to get in the ground today, but this is going to be my patch. So it ends with zinnias right here, and then it's going to keep going with sunflowers. And I wanted to start my first succession here. And as they get taller, I don't want them blocking the sun from any new ones that I might be growing up until this area over here. And then hopefully by the time it is to harvest them, I can just dig them up and then start all over again. If not, I have a second area up front that I do plan on using if I do run out of space. So we're going to get these in the ground before the little guy wakes up, hopefully. It's been quite a day. It's been raining all weekend, so yesterday was a total washout. And the only productive thing that I did was go to Home Depot and buy peonies because they were on sale, 2 for $30. It was like a manager's special that day. So I was very excited to get some more of those to plant out later to harvest for next year. So I am going to get these trays. And this is what they look like right now. So they are starting their second set of true leaves. And as you can see, you do have to take in account some loss. So I had about 4 of them that didn't sprout, but this is the size that I'm hoping to get to. I do have some lemon light, I want to say, that I did the following week, and they're a little bit taller. So if I can get those out, I'm going to be thrilled. So let's see how much we can get done. Oh, and let me see when we started these. We started these back on April 26th is when we started them. So yeah, roughly about a month apart. So hopefully I can get these in. I'm going to probably also use a butter knife to help get them out in case if they didn't fill the whole entire tray with roots and I'm having a hard time popping them out. Since it did rain so much, they're very wet. So hopefully that will help. But I found with the zinnias, sometimes it actually did backfire on me pulling them out. So I'm going to put these back over here and we are going to get started. So in order to figure out my spacing, I am using my trusty Hori knife. This is by Work Pro, and it does go up to 6 inches, but I'm going to try and keep it at the 4-inch mark, so fairly close, and that is going to be from stem to stem. And I'm hoping that I can get a nice small sunflower to use in my bouquets, because last year some of them were rather large and top heavy and they would just flop over. So I had to cut them actually super short and just have at the front of my mason jars for some of them. So they were a little bit harder to work with. So I'm really hoping that we can get these in 4 inches. They'll be nice and small, and then plan on harvesting them at the correct stage so that way they will open up for the customer, or maybe having one sunflower opened, and then the other ones mostly closed up, just as about to have the petals peel back so they can have them on their counter for a long time. Last year I received a lot of compliments on my sunflower arrangements because they did last about 2 weeks or so in the vase. I used coleus as my filler, and then I also used some of my perennial Rebecca, so I'm hoping to accomplish that again later this fall. So we'll see. And then I started everything with the lighter colors in the series, and then we're working our way to the plums later on. I'm just starting my orange and orange excel right now, and I just wrapped up my white and my peach variety, so it's exciting to see them change. And I'm pretty sure my customers have never seen white sunflowers before, so that is going to be a nice little treat for them. So I'm going to start getting these into the ground, and I'll show you what they look like once I'm all done. Alright, so this is taking so much longer because I do have to use a butter knife to get the seedlings out, and I just wanted to show you what it looks like when I'm pulling them out. Most of them have these really nice root systems right here where they do go all the way to the bottom. Some kind of split off like about halfway through, so I'm really trying to be gentle and not disturb the roots and not break them apart. So I'm really trying to like massage the tray and then use the butter knife, so I'm handling them as carefully as possible before planting them out. So I'm planting them probably more like 4 to 5 inches. It just depends. I mean, I'm just starting to eyeball it, but I'm trying to do my best. I mean, here I am planting my zinnias super close together, and then I'm having a hard time doing it with sunflowers, and they need to be, which is pretty funny. So I have one tray done, working on my second. I'm going to just show you how I get them out of the tray, and then I'll show you what the final product, so you're not, you know, watching me struggle for the next probably like 30 to 40 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to show you what it looks like getting them out because I have a really good one right here, but I'm going to get this one into the ground right now. But I would say that's a pretty good root system that it has started. All right, so here is my tray. So I am just going on the underneath, and I am just squeezing the bottom of the tray. So I'm going to try and get this one right here. So I'm just trying to loosen it up, and then I take my butter knife and stick it in one of the sides and help guide it up. So as you can see, this one kind of is not the full cell tray, but it's pretty darn good. I'll take that. So I'm going to get that in, and we'll try another one. And then always make sure you give it a good press when you're backfilling. So here, let's try this one. And then take my butter knife. Oh, here's a good one. Oh, no, it broke off too. So yeah, they're not doing too bad. Maybe these were a little bit on the bigger end. I just didn't want to use something too small and then have them be extremely root bound. So I'm going to keep going, and then I'll show you what it looks like at the end. As you can see, I did get a good amount of sunflowers out, so I'm very happy with that. Probably got a nice burn on my back because the sun is just in full swing behind me, but so happy that it just stopped raining. I probably will give this still a little bit of a water in just because of all the zinnias over there that I did plant today, and then all of these sunflowers. So if you would like to stay updated and see how everything is going, I mean, it is insane how much planting has been done, how much planting still needs to get done. Hopefully I will start showing you some of my mason jars, and I'm working my way to have wrapped bouquets at my flower stand with some higher price points and less sourcing of the mason jars, which will be oh so nice. So please make sure you hit like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I will see you all next time. Happy gardening. Bye.